Well, after more than 50 days on the ground, domestic air operations are all set to resume from the 25th of May. This is such good news for people who live the airport life, but also people who've been stranded across the country. This is their first chance to get on a flight and get to where they want to go. That's right, the Civil Aviation Ministry has issued guidelines for passengers and airlines, and over the next 20 minutes, I'm going to break those down for you so you know everything you need to before the 25th of May. That's Monday, when the first flights will begin operating. According to the new guidelines, only passengers with confirmed web check-in will be allowed to enter airports. No physical check-ins at airport counters, and only one check-in bag will be strictly allowed. Meal services, forget about it. No more meals on flights. At first, only 33%. One-third of flights will resume between metro to non-metro cities, and the same percentage from metro to metro cities. To avoid fleecing of passengers, and this is very important, viewer, the government has fixed an upper and lower limit for airfares. No domestic flight will now cost more than 10,000 rupees, and the center-regulated fares will continue for a period of at least 3 months, after which it will be reviewed. So any domestic flight you take starting this Monday, you will not have to pay more than 10,000 rupees for a flight.
1/3 operations जारी किए जाएंगे. हवाई अड्डे पे there will be no physical check-in, only a web check-in will be allowed. A self-declaration or Arogya Setu app status on a compatible device would also be obtained that the passenger is free of COVID-19 symptoms. Passengers जिनका red status हो इस app पे, they will not be allowed to travel. Passengers will be required to wear protective gear, face mask, and to carry sanitizer bottles. The cabin crew will be required to be in full protective gear. Passengers should report at least 2 hours before the departure time. On arrival at the destination, the traveling passengers will have to adhere to such health protocols as are prescribed by the destination state or union territories, and fares will be regulated and should be within a fixed range.
Passengers will be expected to follow certain SOPs and guidelines. For instance, you will have to arrive at the airport 2 hours prior to departure time of your flight. There will, of course, be thermal screening that you'll have to undergo before you enter the terminal building. There will be web check-in that you'll have to, of course, do. And, of course, before the web check-in happens, for a boarding pass to be issued to you, you will have to fill in a self-declaration form which says, among many other things, that you have not been tested positive for COVID-19 in the last 2 months. Only then will you be able to board the flight. Your Arogya Setu app, which you're expected to download on your smartphones, you will have to say that you are in the green. If you're in the red, then you will not be allowed to board the flight. On the flight itself, the minister has made it absolutely clear. On the aircraft itself, the middle seats will not be left vacant because that's not economically viable, but everything will be done in order to ensure that there is minimum interface between passengers in the aisles and, of course, around the washrooms as well. There is not much queuing up. There won't be any in-flight literature. Meals won't be served on the flights as well. So several measures that will be taken in order to ensure that maximum precautions are taken.
And 5 Live's viewers from all across India have sent me their queries in the hope that some of those will be answered, and I promise we're going to answer everything. Here are some voices. First, from my viewers in Mumbai.
As long as we can uphold extremely good measures of health and safety at the airports, which as far as my research has found, we do seem to be doing that. If we can do instant testing before people enter airports, if we can try to maintain distance even while at airports through check-in, through travel, I think that it could be extremely successful. But having said that, I don't think non-essential travel should be something that we should really be doing.
Reopening domestic flights will definitely give a big boost to our economy and kickstart the recovery of the travel industry. which has been the most affected during the lockdown. Of course, with the air travel, lot of things at the airport and at the airplane has to be taken care of, and I really hope that if they do start, then social distancing, minimum number of passengers and everything is taken care of, sanitization, because air travel is also, but I think domestic can start.
I think my questions as a traveler are, is the process going to take much longer? I'm guessing yes. So how much more time do we need for check-ins and for security check-ins and for airport protocol before a flight? Second is how will the flight itself be different? What are the things that we are going to need to do? For example, will we travel with masks and gloves, and how is it going to be in the new normal?
All very important questions and concerns. We do have some concrete answers. Things to keep in mind while at the airport, and all of these things are going to be mandatory. Masks are going to be mandatory. Remember, people are not just wondering about how to fly, but whether they will be safe when they fly. What about other people? Masks are going to be mandatory. There is going to be thermal screening at airports. You'll have to show the status on your Arogya Setu app, even though the Civil Aviation Minister has said that it will not be compulsory but recommended as an advisory. They've asked us to stop using baggage trolleys, not going to be allowed. Only one piece of hand luggage. No two rucksacks, no handbag and rucksack, nothing like that. Only one piece of hand luggage and one piece of check-in baggage allowed. All physical distancing norms are going to be enforced both off and on the plane, and a full check-in 60 minutes before departure. Remember, only web check-in is being allowed. Now, inside the plane, there are going to be many measures as well. Minimum face-to-face interaction, minimum use of toilets, no queuing up at toilets. You can't get up from your seat and walk around in the aisles. I know that's hard, but that's how it's going to be. Only one companion for children and the elderly. Non-essential movement on the aisles is not going to be allowed. People are going to be very strict about it on planes. No meal service. That's one big thing that's going to be different. Water bottles will be available in the galley area. Passengers will be allowed to go in small numbers to collect water. No consumption of eatables will be permitted on the flight. No newspapers, no magazines. I know this sounds bad, but this is how it's going to be, at least for a while. Take a look at some more voices from viewers of 5 Live.
It's a great decision that the government is resuming domestic flights, because it's a great boost to the aviation sector, which is bleeding because of the current crisis. And of course, it will instill great confidence in the people who are used to traveling frequently within the country.
I hope they're going to have proper provisions in place for all of us travelers for social distancing within the aircraft as well as the airport, through security, through check-in, through even handling baggage, because we don't know the extent of the spread at this point of time. So obviously very, 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 very careful precautions have to be put into place so that we are all safe.
I'm glad that the government is at least opening up domestic flights, because eventually life does have to move on, and if we take government precautions such as sanitizing, maintaining social distancing, wearing masks, it shouldn't be such a big problem.
It's a great idea to start the airlines. It will reboost the economy. But my only concern is, how are people going to reach airports or reach destinations when public transport is not available and everybody does not have a private vehicle?
Kalpana Ravi asked a very important question. How do you get from your home to the airport if public transport is not available? There is an answer to that. But before that, I want to get you to hear an expert voice. This is Kanika Tekriwal, who owns and has founded one of India's largest private aviation charter service companies, JetSetCo. Here's what she has said about the reopening of domestic flights.
I don't think you're going to see a lot of travel. I don't think people will be traveling without any real need. There's not going to be too much business travel. There's not going to be too much or any leisure travel for that matter. I only think people who are really desperate to get from point A to point B will be traveling. We spent the last 1 month changing the way we are going to be flying. We've been doing a lot of online training for all our crew members, for all our engineers, for all our ground staff, because COVID is going to change the way you all fly.
And please remember, only web check-in is going to be allowed for the next 3 months. You can't do physical check-ins at airports. Here are some more voices. Remember, 3 days to go and bookings are already open for those flights.
it was very reassuring to hear the guidelines issued by the Civil Aviation Ministry to the airports and airlines on, these new standard operating protocols, both on ground and, on board. However, it all comes down to execution, because if there's a stampede at the check-in counter or at security or at the gates, I think we would have defeated the purpose of the lockdown. I certainly hope they're able to manage it well, because I'm gagging to travel again, as I'm sure are many other people in the country.
My prime concerns would be the first point of entry, that is with the security personnel checking my ID proof, boarding pass or an airline ticket on my cell phone. If this step can be made completely contactless, that will be a big assurance for most travelers. Secondly, all the surfaces that a passenger comes across, from the point of entering into the airport and to the point of leaving the airport at the destination, there has to be a very strong standard operating procedure to sanitize them.
Before traveling, there are so many questions in mind, especially what are the measures which the airport authorities and the aircraft which will be taking. Also the eradication of paper from boarding passes to baggage tags, just in case there is a situation where there is a corona carrier in the aircraft, what will be the measures taken for?
Talking about air travel with the new procedural requirements, definitely leisure tourists is going to take a while. What I see is the needy ones, the crucial travelers, they have work primarily. What is concerning is, what about the illiterate class? What about the uneducated? How will they pass?
We are in a red zone, a containment zone, so we would like to see some positivity happening in and around us, and before we can actually think of doing things like holidays or traveling for work. We would like to gradually see how our immunities hold up to this disease when we actually step out.
There are a few questions. Will the middle seat be vacant? That's something that's on my mind. Also, with the new social distancing norms, will we have to land up at the airport earlier? So more time probably for check-in. And also, are airlines going to give us great discounts so that incentivize us to travel, or are the airfares going to go up?
So what happens? Very good questions. How do you get to the airport, and how do you, from the destination, how do you get to your home or wherever you need to go? These are all questions that have not been specifically answered just yet. But at the destination, there is going to be sequential deboarding from the aircraft starting Monday, distancing at the arrival gate, minimum to no use of trolleys. You will have to wait till your baggage arrives, and transit passengers are not allowed to move around. They will be confined in one space, and they will only be allowed to use authorized taxis. People who land in these places, only authorized taxis. Here are some more voices.
So as the domestic flight will resume, so I just want to know that how safe it is, and how the airport authorities are going to make sure that the social distancing will be followed at the airport. What about the asymptomatic people who are known as carriers and can't be rectified during the temperature check at the airport?
The key question right now is life post-COVID at the airport, and the key question right now is life post-COVID at the airport and on the airplanes. Do you think it's gonna be the same as before, or will things change? I'm quite curious to know about that, as I've heard no more late walk-ins into the airport, no more airport lounges. The life will surely be different. I think there won't be any more leisure travel for at least a few months.
I think the air travel opening is a good positive thing for the economy to start rolling again. A good thing for people who want to meet their family members who've been stranded away from them. And with air travel, it's a limited number of people traveling. It's not like mass travel. So I think it is important that all the travelers should be screened for positive COVID. There should be a proper check as to what reason they are traveling for.
As a business traveler for many years, it's going to be challenging for me to restart my traveling again, with a fear in mind that how I'm going to be safe while traveling. despite of all the safety norms by the airport authority, there will always be a fear as how at different level the safeties are being followed or not.
Now, if you listen to many of these voices, you'll pick up some tips, because these are people who are actually frequent flyers. These people who have written in, and viewers of 5 Live are going to be among the first people to get onto those domestic flights. What happens once you reach the airport? Here's a run-through of what you need to do. The first thing you have to do, collect your safety kit very close to the boarding gate. You have to wear a mask. You have to sanitize before going to the boarding gate. All of this is going to be checked by personnel. You'll have to display your identity card, and that safety kit, the sanitization, the mask you wear will all be mandatory. You're not going to be allowed to board your flight before you actually do that and can prove that you've done that. More voices all over the country. People are still waiting for that full list of where those flights are going to be taking off from. Here are more voices coming in.
I don't think government should start the flight off soon, even though people take a lot of precautions. But airport could be a next hotspot, as we know that space in the aircraft is minimal, and cabin crew could be next infected. So according to me, government should start their flight ops when we have a minimal number of COVID cases.
What about the asymptomatic patients, as there are many who can get through the temperature sensors and might have infected with the coronavirus as they are asymptomatic? So how much is it safe, and how social distancing will be followed with them is my major concern.
Now you've heard what the Civil Aviation Minister has said.